Shalom. We give all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem Rakakudash, and them arts of the apostles and others, the great millstones, salutations to the hopeful elect. This is your brother I know Allah from Jimba, Chicago, and I'm just going to share a quick testimony. I felt comforted today, and especially in class. Basically we were just going over about, that, this world, they have a hatred towards us, all right? Because, we are, to the best of our ability, rehearsing the righteous acts. We're following the ways of Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, all right? We have, the Lord is dealing with us, basically, all right? And in this world, all right, they're against us, all right? They hate us, right? Because the things that we prophesy, the things that we teach, all right, all we want is to establish, all we want is for Yahweh Shai to come back, all right, to establish a kingdom wherein dwelleth righteousness, all right, an everlasting kingdom. But this world, all right, they have a problem with us, so they look at us sideways, right? All right. But nonetheless, I'm going to share a testimony, all right, what just happened yesterday. And basically, me and my brother were at the gym, trying to get some pull-ups in, because, hey, we're skinny as fuck, all right? We want to get in with the good workout. We want to just get in with the good workout, and, we love to do pull-ups and shit and whatnot. But, of course, us as skinny brothers, it's harder for us to gain weight, right? Because, hey, you don't want to be eating all the bullshit carbs food, all right? You want to eat clean whole foods, right? To gain healthy weight, right? In order to build muscle. But apparently, this one fucking asshole, all right, doing pull-ups right next to us, which we have been seeing him at the gym a couple of times. Me and my brother have we have no intentions or any hard feelings or like, we don't even show anything to this wicked ass nigga, all right? This random wicked ass nigga. And hey, this guy is swoller than us, right? He's swoller than us. All right, he has more muscle mass than us. All right, we're Jake too. All right, but we look real light skinned. All right, and we're skinny. But either way, no matter what, even if you're swole, buff, whatever, if you're in this truth, all right, you're gonna go through all kinds of hell. All right, niggas are gonna mess with you. All right. Niggas might threaten you. Niggas might talk shit to you. But hey, all of that is just a lesson at the end of the day, all right, to hold your peace. Right? For you to not flip out and taking matters into your own hands. But, yeah. I felt relieved, Class today was beautiful. Everybody was tired, It's what we're all going through as a nation. But mainly of the hopeful elect, all right, I realized that throughout this entire week, all right, a lot of brothers been catching hell, all right? And, insanity is turning up a notch, all right? This goes for me, first and foremost, as well. All right, us brothers, all right, we got to turn up a notch as well, all right? Because these trials and tribulations that are coming upon us are only going to be tougher. And what I just experienced yesterday was not all of it, All right, there's much more to come. All right, and I surely do want to beat this nigga's ass. All right, but according to the scriptures, all right, you know, Romans 8:7 says, because the carnal mind is enmity against Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, for it is not subject to the law of Yahweh, neither indeed can be. And yeah, being carnally minded is enmity against Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. The scriptures tell you that, vengeance belongeth to the Lord. All right, he will repay. All right. So as we're here, still in Babylon the Great, catching hell, all right, you're being confronted or whatever, let these people have it. All right, because they're about to die anyways. All right, Jacob's trouble is right around the corner. All right, these people, in the time of Jacob's trouble, they ain't gonna have no hope. All right, they're gonna be calling upon, Jesus Christ. All right, which really, that's not the Lord's true name. All right, but nonetheless, these people, they heard the word. All right, they have no cloak for their sins. All right, they have no excuses. All right, so if they come after, so if they, this was out in the blue. I didn't think that this would happen, but this is one example, and a lot of these things are going to happen to us more often as we're heading to the end. All right, random niggas. All right, random niggas are going to be approaching you, fucking messing with you. But hey, that right there is the Lord testing you. All right, the Lord is putting the Spirit on Satan. All right, to make another individual to go mess with you. But all at the end of the day is a test. All right, whether if you keep your integrity or not. But yeah, it says, because the carnal minded is enmity against God, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh, for it is not subject to the law of God, neither can be. And that's what we don't want to be. All right, we don't want to fight fire with fire. All right, scriptures tell you to move with wisdom to them that are without. That's right. We're skinny as fuck. All right, but surely I wanted to beat the fuck out of this nigga's ass, but hey, there'll be scenarios where the Lord may deliver the individual into your hands. But hey, there's a time and place for everything. All right. But right now, all right, we're sent as sheep in the midst of wolves. All right, these people in the world, all right, they're wolves. All right, you gotta really understand that these people, they're gonna be reproaching you like that. All right, they're gonna be messing with you with that, like that. But hey, you gotta take the low, all right? Because hey, in the scriptures, all right, the Lord is only dealing with the lowly. But I'll bring that up. But here's Colossians 4:5. It says, "Walk in wisdom toward them that are without, redeeming the time." And that's right. And this is what we gotta do more so often, all right? Because hey, we're coming into some real perilous times. All right, these demons are on these people. All right, they're these people are losing their fucking minds and shit. But hey, because us of the hopeful elect, because we have this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, because we're in this truth. All right, and the Lord is dealing with us. All right, we're going to be reproached a lot. A lot. And you gotta use wisdom against these people. Shit. Even if it gets tough, all right, if there's any law enforcement or whatever, if anybody they can reach out to, reach out. right? I believe, some of the scriptures already shows an example where, Paul, all right, was basically being persecuted by his own people, right? Being persecuted literally by his own people. And I think, I believe during, the Roman Empire, and he had to go to an Edomite judge for help. And guess what happened? That Edomite judge helped Paul out, all right? And then, as long as you're, continuing to fight, all right, for Yahweh Shai's sake, all right, the Lord's got your back, all right? Now, nothing happened in the gym, he was talking shit. I looked at my brother, uh, looked at his face, you know, see a frown on him, and I'm like, nah, fuck that, Of course, we can't lay hands on that one nigga, but I'm like, what, fuck this. All right, so I'll go over to the front desk, and yeah, I'm like, hey, look, this individual right here has a problem with us, literally for no fucking reason at all. All right, basically talking shit, even under his breath, talking shit to both of us, really, and we didn't do anything to this stupid ass nigga, nothing. But hey, you know, uh, keeping a good name is real good. All right, because hey, these people that work at this Planet Fitness, all right, they know us pretty well. We're quiet. You know, we don't start problems and shit. We don't create problems. We're not walking, boastfully, pridefully and shit. We're just there to get our workout in and out. And of course, some of them on the front desk were basically friends with that one nigga that was messing with us. But they understand that that nigga had many fucking problems. He began to, altercations with other people. And hey, that shit just, puts a smile on my face. I feel good because instead of taking the route to beat the fuck out of that nigga, alright, things could have went sideways. Alright? Because hey, at the end of the day, the Lord is in control. Or you take matters into your own hands, alright, shit could have gone sideways real fast. But hey, you just gotta let these people have it. Alright? You gotta take the low. Proverbs 16:7. When a man's ways please the Lord, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him. And hey, as long as you're doing the will of the Lord to the best of your ability, strive for the truth, even unto death, unto the end. Alright? And all these people that come up to you and shit, approach you, or whoever the fuck such and such, right? The Lord will even make your enemies to be at peace with you. There'll be scenarios where other niggas, they'll get pulled over and shit. They start talking back to the police officer, or the police officer starts, starts tripping out of nowhere, thinking that you did something wrong, or when really you aren't. But hey, the Lord will definitely make your enemies to be at peace with you. Right? That shit was so fucking random, but hey, you know, that was demons right there, you know? Shit. Wasn't even afraid of him. Cause hey, you know, he wasn't the first nigga to, you know, belittle us. Me and my brother, right, ever since we were young and shit. We would be belittled by a shit ton of niggas. Right? Just by how skinny we are, how we look. But hey, you know, I'm glad I have this truth. And hey, you know, Lord willing, the Lord keeps me in this truth because hey, I don't want to be a 2/3. Especially knowing this truth, you know. It's a beautiful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. But yeah, you know, this nigga, you know, he was prideful. Alright, and hey, you know what the Lord does to the proud and the prideful, right? The Lord judges them at the end of the day. The Lord doesn't like a proud ass nigga. Right? And hey, you know, I'm glad that hey, you know, I'm able to that nothing that I didn't throw any punches or anything like that. I'm glad that, you know, I sucked on my pride, you know, my that I didn't even made a move on this nigga at all, you know, I just let him have it. Still quiet, you know, let him talk shit. Didn't say anything, continue with my workout. Did bother me and shit, of course. You know, it bothered me a lot. It bothered my brother the most. Because that's my twin. But fuck that nigga, alright? The Lord is gonna kill him at the end of the day. But here's Isaiah 2:11. The lofty looks of the man shall be humbled. And what, you know, you go into that word lofty, basically goes into the word pride. Alright, this nigga was way beyond pride. And it was fucking annoying. The appearance or quality of being arrogantly superior or disdainful, in a manner resulting from a revealing and exaggerated sense of one's own importance or abilities. But yeah, this nigga was arrogant as fuck. Right? He looked stupid. Even the way how he walks. Oh, lofty as fuck. Proud as shit. But says the lofty looks of the man shall be humbled, and the haughtiness of men shall be bowed down, and the Lord alone shall be exalted in that day. And that's right. You know, Lord will humble your enemies. Right? All the niggas that be fucking around with you, right, treating you like shit, these proud ass niggas. Alright, the Lord is about to strip their pride away from them. You know, the proudness away from them. In a manner that these niggas don't even want to even be in. But hey, you know, hey, the Lord hates a proud man. The Lord hates a proud individual. And those that are proud will, at the end of the day, will get death. But hey, you know, what was beautiful is that I saw which now I'm now friends with again, because years back, I remember I fought him and shit. 7th grade, got jumped. Hated me for no reason and shit. But it was amazing to see now that he was backing. He's got my back now. The nigga that used to treat me like shit, all right, years back, is now defending me from this other nigga that that me and my brother basically got abused by. No, not really abused, but approached by yesterday. And I wouldn't even think that this this new friend of mine would back me up like that. After all that fighting that we have been through years ago. But it's amazing. It's amazing. Hey, Lord of the Lord, all right. Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai blesses that guy. All right, because I didn't think he would defend me at all, but he's defending me. Right? Showing some sympathy. Well, yeah, nonetheless, it's just a reminder, a lesson, right? We're going to be approached, all right? This world don't like us because, hey, we're not of this world, all right? And really, all right, this world hate Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, all right? And they hate us as the hopeful elect as a whole, all right? Because we don't conform to the ways of the world at all, right? Because the ways of the world is nothing but death. All these people that are, following after the world, right, they're about to perish. And we want no part of it. Now, yeah, remember to move with wisdom, right? Because, hey, especially in this time now, a lot of people are on edge, right? People are willing to damn near kill each other, almost damn near fucking everything, right? These people are fucking stupid, crazy. Shit, there's even crazy news on the news, alright? Teenagers beating shit out of an elderly woman and her niece or so. Stopping them and stuff. But hey, real soon, the Lord is about to send forth mass judgment upon these 2/3, alright? These niggas, these fucking, yeah, these niggas, these spiggers and niggas as a whole. 2/3 of Israel. Right, these heathen nations too. Especially Esau. Fuck Esau. But yeah, hope this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh B'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, and Shalom.